feels like the draft. DraftBeat, 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 DraftBeat. DraftBeat, 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 DraftBeat. DraftBeat, 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 DraftBeat. Draft, draft, draft. DraftBeat, 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 DraftBeat. DraftBeat, 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 DraftBeat. DraftBeat, 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 DraftBeat. It feels like the draft, 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 draft.
Welcome to the Geek Beat podcast. I'm your host, Franky G.
Can you hear me?
Supposed to be Moose. Yes, we can hear you, Moose.
Hey, I told you in the thing I had no audio. What's up? Start it over. I want my song again. Start it over. You go over again. It feels like the draft. DraftBeat, 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 DraftBeat. DraftBeat, 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 DraftBeat. DraftBeat, 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 DraftBeat. Draft, draft, draft. DraftBeat, 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 DraftBeat. DraftBeat, 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 DraftBeat. DraftBeat, 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 DraftBeat. It feels like the draft, 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 draft.
All right, I think we're going to have to start doing this. First shot, guys. I swear to God, this is the first time I did this today. Here we go. Boom!
Let's go. Let's celebrate. Come on. No pity faces around here tonight because we needed this loss. Let me tell you, DraftBeat had this game circled, and it was a do or die, and we died. Let me tell you, Kyle, if you keep that frown upside down, you're never getting in the DraftBeat chat because we got one goal, and that's to add some elite talent in this year's class. That's why we started with the DraftBeat song twice.
Any talent at this point will do.
Anybody.
Twice for two picks. Twice for two picks.
Let's go around the room. Obviously, you can see the faces that are here, but for the pod audience, yes, Franky G, thank you for helping out and stepping up and being my co-host as always on DraftBeat, Stream Beat, Develop Beat, and of course, Miami Heat Beat tonight. On this side over here, we got Coach Lou, who's cooking up his big board for future episodes. What's up, Coach? How you doing tonight?
Oh, man, it's a great day. Like you said, we had this game circled because we're officially the 9th seed. Let's fucking go, ladies. It's only one loss. And with the way things are cooking, this team might lose twice on one night. So things are looking great for us over here.
Things are looking up. You thought the magic elixir to losing was Terry Rozier, but they said, no, we got something for you over here. Below me, Kyle, how are you doing? You look so sad. Why are you sad? Don't ruin my vibe tonight.
If we were 11-30, I could agree with the DraftBeat thing, but we're not even that, so.
It feels like it, Kyle. Let's get into it, guys. I don't give a shit about the game. Let's just get straight to that. Let's knock all that out. Kyle, tell me, the biggest thing tonight that we got, and I mentioned it earlier, was that we finally got a DNP for Terry. Finally. And it didn't really change much. Outside, I think the biggest shocker, we'll all agree on it, and Jaime 7 minutes. What was up with the rotations tonight? We finally got the Terry moments, but the Terry DNP, but just help me out here. What didn't you like? Because I'm happy.
Seven for 40 is what I didn't like. That you're not winning any games.
The 40.
7 for 40 as a team. That is going to lose you a lot of games. Now, to the point that we just started off with the DraftBeat song. Sure, let them shoot 7 for 40 on Wednesday because they got to play this team again, and then let them shoot 7 for 40 again because it's just that if that's the direction we're going, then just throw the ball up in the air. Do what Wemby did during All-Star Weekend. Just launch it up there because that's all. I couldn't understand what was happening, and it's not even like they shot bad shots. They couldn't generate offense if you paid them, and you are paying them all in the basket. So at this point, I've been trying to be positive because I've sat through worse seasons, but this actually hurts more because they're trying. It's annoying to watch. That's annoying. Trying and still being this abysmal is the most frustrating. It's like swimming in quicksand. That's what I felt like I was watching tonight. Like, they were just bad, and I don't even understand what you could even get from this game. There's no takeaways that you could even get from this. So
I think they are leaning too heavy on the 3-point shot. Like, they don't have the shooters for that. You're 7 for 40 attempts. Burks, of course, 1 for 8. He did his Terry impression. Even though Terry didn't play a minute, it still felt like Terry played a lot. Even though like Burks wasn't taking bad shots or anything. It was just he was missing good looks. But the rest of the team, they don't have the shooters to take this many threes. And especially they took 84 shots, 40 of them were threes. That's way too much for this team. They didn't do a good job taking care of the basketball. 17 turnovers, only 15 assists. You're not going to win games with a negative assist to turnover ratio especially in the NBA. Ugh. And they got dominated. 29 assists on the other for the Hawks. They picked them apart. They got 6 double-digit scorers for the Hawks. The defense can't get a stop when they need to. The offense can't score when they need to. This is the only time the Hawks have only allowed one other team this whole season to score under 100 points, and the Heat couldn't break 90. This was a joke. This team is so bad right now, and and my thing is I don't care about winning or losing. Like,
thank you. Yeah,
this is about developing this season. This is about playing the young guys. I love Kyle Anderson. He's been really solid. Was arguably their best player today. But he is not a part of the future. Why is he playing more minutes than Khalil Ware? Somebody told me Ware cut his hand. I didn't see that. But he didn't tweet anything out, so I don't know if he was restricted to come back. I saw Spo berate him, and then he never came back in.
I loved that, by the way. I'm sorry, but Spo digging into Khalil Ware. I actually want to see that this season. I
don't mind that too.
He needs to go through those road bumps.
For sure. Yeah. Especially when it's like consistent mental mistakes and stuff like and effort stuff that we knew were coming into the draft that he had, and he's got to continue to work through that.
And we knew that he needed these developmental moments. Sorry, continue.
Absolutely. But I'm saying, like, there's no reason Kyle Anderson and Alec Burks should both be playing, barring injury. And Davion Mitchell didn't play enough. I don't know if Davion, obviously his contract situation is different, but like there's a reason Bam Adebayo is in year 8 or 9, still figuring shit out, because when he was young and they weren't winning anything, they were trying to fucking win. Exactly. Above all, instead of like, hey, go get your shots, go learn, go make mistakes, go do this. Jaime, DNP the last couple of nights, 7 minutes tonight. Like, what are we doing? What are they doing? What are they trying to do?
At the cost of winning, they are doing a detriment to the development of the guys that they're ultimately going to need. Like, this season is a bust. And Lou, I'm going to go to you because I want to continue on this topic. Forgive me, I dropped out, and so maybe you guys were on this already, but no Pele Larson minutes at the end. Or even Jaime, we mentioned only 7 minutes. This teeter-tottering between trying to win with Kyle Anderson and Alec Burks and not giving Jaime and Khalil Ware, as we mentioned at the end, and Pele, all of these guys, all of these moments that they need to develop, that's ultimately the only thing that Spo and the Heat front office should be focused on.
Yeah, absolutely. And like all these people that want them to make the playoffs for what is my question.
Jaime looks like trash. So does everyone else.
Jaime
is on a rookie contract.
Guys,
exactly.
Didn't look like trash last year.
Guys, Jaime is making $4 million. It's making almost less than $1 million over a minimum guy. You have to play him because you want that contract to eventually turn into a positive you can swing in the future. This is not just about developing guys and keeping guys. This is about handpicking the guys you want to keep long term. But if you're not getting to see those guys in live action minutes against live action rotation players in real games, that shit is just going to fucking suck for 2 years. Like, the team is so It's so frustrating to
Kyle,
sit
read this
here.
comment.
Yeah, Moose got that shirt off of a Ralph Lauren t-shirt. Teddy bear.
I actually got it at Target. It was at the like $5 bin. So soft.
There you go. But,
At Thanksgiving, I went to see my girlfriend's grandma, and she was wearing a shirt, and I looked at her and I go, I have that same shirt from Target, and she's like, yeah, I got it at Target too.
The best,
There
bro.
you
They're
go.
so soft. I swear,
so
this is
comfy.
honest. This is probably like 11 years old. I'm not gonna lie.
The best.
Sorry,
The
go ahead,
best
Luke. Go ahead, Luke. Go ahead.
you guys are like Pat Riley, just won't let go of the old shit.
No, man. Listen, this thing is durable. Okay.
Yeah. So was Kyle Anderson and Alec Burks today. Durable. No, but realistically, like, what the fuck are they doing? Suck, lose games. I don't give a shit. Like, this is unbearable to watch. And for you guys, when I say you guys, I mean people in general, to think that this team deserves to go into the playoffs. I want everybody to just sit with me. I'm not going to do my Brian Goins, but just 1 second. This team has 13 guys on their roster next year. Their entire team is coming back except for Davion Mitchell and Alec Burks. Those two guys are free agents. One of them's a minimum. The other guy you just traded for, he looks good. You would want to sign long-term. You have less than $9 million in cap space under the first apron to get this team better, because everybody who's on this team now is coming back next year. So guess what? We're not just sucking for 1 year. We're sucking for 2. And guess what? Now we got to develop these guys. We're sucking for 3. And guess what? They might take 2 years to develop. Bam's 32 now. We have to make choices. Like,
You hear that? You hear that, Kyle? This is how you get on the draft beat board, okay?
This shit
Because
is
we see
so
you
pathetic.
pity, like, I want to win. No, you don't
man.
want to win. You want to lose and get good talent, okay?
You want to win when you have a chance to win. Look in the mirror and fucking be realistic. This team blows fucking donkey penis every night. But
a little strong. Our all-star is pretty good.
4 for 18, 19.
I still have a bit that I need to commit to. But ultimately, I'm with you, Lou.
He can go too.
Kyle,
Shit.
I know that you want to. I don't want you to feel like ostracized here. I want you to get in on the conversation as well. But clearly, we are of the opinion that it is more important to, 1, develop the talent that you have now, and 2, to be looking into the future. You have to get that lottery pick. Let's be realistic. This team needs a talent upgrade. Do you think that's going to happen via a first-round exit or a play-in tournament?
Here's my thing. I think it's twofold. One, they're not gonna. This is partially Spo. He's not gonna coach his guys to lose. So that's really, we're getting into, like,
Of course, and we're not telling him to do that.
Yeah, I don't want.
Hold
him to coach
on,
me to lose.
guys. We got a very special guest.
Oh.
Alphonse Sydney.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you guys hear me?
We can barely
Listen,
see you, but
okay,
we
my
can hear
wife's
you.
holding my phone right now, right? I'm being very, very safe.
It's not easy to
Okay,
drive and do it.
Yeah, Moose, honestly, you've done this before. You're a fucking madman, all right? You should be in jail. Anyway, I saw that shit live. That wasn't a basketball game. It was a goddamn abomination. It is one of the worst fucking basketball games I've ever seen in my life. Do you guys know that the Hawks allow 120 points per fucking game, and we didn't break fucking 90? Okay, we might have broke 90. I don't know. I walked the fuck out before the game was over. And that's not something I've ever done in my fucking life. But I was so fucking disgusted. And by the way, that fucking challenge is bullshit. Trae Young grabbed him first. Fucking flopping ass. Hairy ass lollipop bitch. But it doesn't fucking matter. Because you know why? Slow-mo shouldn't have been in the fucking game. Why do I need to see what slow-mo can do? Why am I watching Alec Burks close? Like, what is the fucking point? What is the goddamn vision? What are we doing here? Why is it Khalil Ware closing? Why is it Davion Mitchell closing? Why is it fucking Jaime Hawkins of all goddamn people? Pella Larson. What is the goddamn point? We need to see what Alec Burks brings to the goddamn table. I like Alex, and thank God he played over Terry tonight. But what the fuck? Like, he wasn't even good. He was like 1 for 9 from 3. I didn't even look at the box score, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Like, what the fuck are we doing? And Eric Spoelstra, holy shit, man! If you were coaching for any other organization, you would be either fired or on the hottest of fucking seats right now. You cannot score 80-something points against one of the worst defenses in the fucking league. That is not talent at this point. And everyone get the fuck out of my face. This team has enough talent.
There's nobody in front of you. You're in the car.
This team has enough talent to break 100 fucking points against the fucking Hawks, okay? At this point, it's fucking it's coaching. Coaching has a lot to fucking do with. Yeah, the talent's bit too, okay? I'll admit that. But there's something about this fucking coaching. I don't know. I'm not the X's and O's guys. Oh, Frankie, go tell me what the fucking Spain pick and roll nail bullshit. Fuck me up the ass, goddamn. Fuck it. It's all bullshit. Spo, you should be on the hot seat. This whole team is fucking trash. And all of you guys who said, don't trade Ware or Jovic or Jaime for KD. Who gives a fuck? We don't even play them to close. We don't even close with them. Might as well trade it for KD if you're not even going to fucking play them. Anyway, I'm out. Love you guys. Have a good show.
Drive safe, man.
Kyle.
Holy.
That's someone that's vying for an invitation to DraftBeat.
We're sorry you have to follow that up, Kyle.
I mean, to be honest with you, he said just about everything I would have said, except for the fact that
he cursed.
Well, I mean that's I was guaranteed at least 4 F-bombs. I went on the under. Somebody's winning something here, but the thing with this team is, I feel like we've said this before. Bo's just not. It's something. I don't know if it's like, if he's like, this process thing where he in these interviews he's like, hey, we're gonna break through and we're gonna do this. For the most part, I typically agree with Coach on those things because that's what a coach is supposed to say to keep his guys galvanized. Like that's what you want from your coach. You don't want him to be like, these guys suck. I'm tired of everybody in this locker room. I hate Terry Rozier. And like, you don't want your coach to do that. However, if you are not going to play to win, because that's clearly not, I think we talked about it in the chat. Like, are they aware they want to win a game? Because that's not what it looks like. Then play your guys that are under the age of 28. Just play them. Sit Bam and sit Tyler. Just sit them both. Sit them both. Play the young guys. At the very least, you can see what they need to work on. If that's what we're talking about. If we're talking about development, that's the whole point. You play guys who are not going to play 30, 40 minutes every night, and you play them. Because clearly, you're not winning a championship this year. I didn't think we were winning a championship this year. However, I don't like watching the Heat lose because I'm a Heat fan. That's the point. You don't want your team to lose. However, they don't even lose in great fashion. They lose in the most, like, tonight was horrible. I was just like, what are we watching? What are we watching? Like, Khalil didn't come. He had 15 rebounds before halftime. He didn't come back in the game.
He finished with 15 too.
And then again, and then Pella was in, and this cracks me up. I don't know if Lou has noticed this, but he has on this Heat rack, like he's gonna get in the game, brother. You are not getting any time. There's no time happening.
Pella leads the team in getting up off the bench seat for celebrations
and hand claps.
Spo loves that. That's probably why he's not in the game. He's doing that too well. He needs to sit down. He needs to be Terry Rozier.
Where else are they going to get that? Honestly,
Terry sat at the farthest end of the bench, which I don't know if Spo said before the game. Hey, guess what? You're not playing tonight, so we can't even say it was a Terry thing. This team just was pooping.
I know, that's awesome. I love that part.
It was just bad. It was just bad. And I've said this before, and I got jeered at and booed. Well, I can get booed even more. If you're going to have two-way guys, just play them too. I like, to be honest with you, you drafted some of them. You signed one to a two-way deal. Just play them. If we're going to get draft picks, then why does it matter if we play them? Play them anyway. Like,
it doesn't.
Kyle, that's the first thing you say tonight that I totally agree with. I have been banging the table for some Kashad minutes. And I genuinely, because I want to see him play. I want to see what he is. We have him there for a reason. I liked what I saw.
Did they not sign him to the standard they were going to give Drew Smith?
Yeah.
Like, why not play him? And don't get me wrong. I'm not asking for him to be like, oh, we rattle off 20 wins or something like that. That's not what I'm asking for.
No,
draft-
no.
the opposite.
Please do not give me another 30-11 disaster. Okay? Worst year of my
signed
life.
The guy, play him. Hell, Josh Christopher could give us some minutes. Just see what you watched him do the summer league thing. I'm not saying that he's perfect or he's not a perfect player, but like he's still a young guard. He's trying to work his way back into a rotation somewhere. Then play him. I just to me, it's confusing because for the most part in the past, I have defended the Heat for being in the middle on making decisions where they've rebuilt, but also they didn't tank all the way. They were competitive enough. And so I was like, oh, that's not bad. The games are competitive. They're maybe losing by 2 or 3 here. Even the season, what was that, 2 seasons ago, where we had more clutch games than any other team in the league. And those were, I think everybody needed a blood pressure cuff. But those games were close games. And we were like, damn, at least they're entertaining. This is horse crap. This is really bad. This is look in the toilet and flush. This is horrible. And I hate to watch it. So I really don't know what sense of direction they're going to go. But I would rather them play what are we doing? And I think Eric spoke about it tonight. E-Reed. Why are we tightening the rotation? Why are we playing 9 guys like we're in the playoffs? Play all the people. Like, what are we doing? Why are we tightening the rotation? Play everybody. To me, it doesn't make sense. I just don't understand why we're tightening the rotation for productivity when you have young guys who are getting frozen out in DMPs.
The guys who are getting the rotation minutes are the guys who shouldn't they're not going to be here past next year.
Oh, hey, Bam. How about you do another fucking huddle at the free throw line? Oh, my God. So fucking effective. Get everybody together and tell them keep playing like fucking trash. Oh, let's get everyone come over here. Let's have a secret little fucking huddle at the free throw line. Great job, Bam. It's fucking really fucking paying off, Bam. Thank God you were there to have free throw line fucking huddles to lose to the fucking Hawks. To not even break 100 points against the worst defense in the fucking league. Oh, but you got the fucking huddle in. Great fucking job. What a goddamn leader. UD is so fucking proud right now. I can't imagine. UD is fucking overflowing with fucking pride because Bam's having free throw line fucking huddles. Thank God for Bam. Anyway, you guys have a good show.
I don't know why it's on me. I'm going to be honest, guys. I know everyone's upset about tonight. I had a great night. This is exactly what I wanted. I have been on Tankathon all night, just completely mock drafting. I do want to get to this one question that was up here earlier. I just want to know if the Heat can still keep their draft pick if they jump into the top 10. Yes. If we are in the top 10, essentially, if we are not in the playoffs, we own our pick. That's the best way to explain it to you.
That includes if you make the play-in tournament and you lose in the play-in tournament.
Correct.
Playoffs, not play-in, guys.
Now, to clarify a little bit, the Warriors pick, if the Warriors pick goes into the top 10, then we do not have that one. That's kind of the main reason I just wanted to answer this person's question, just in case they were maybe getting those two confused. Kyle, I appreciate your passion, and I heard most of what you said. But honestly, I just want to get into the lottery. So we're going to round out the show here, just talking a little bit, just a tiny bit of draft talk, because we said we were going to do a hard 30. So we got 5 minutes left, and I just want to tease a couple of guys that could possibly be some Miami Heat candidates if we just so happen to get there. And yes, Frankie, you read my mind, producer extraordinaire. He was in the building today practicing.
Yeah, Cooper Flag and the Duke Blue Devils were in Miami training at the Heat facility to practice as they take on the Miami Hurricanes tomorrow night. So hopefully Cooper Flag stepping into his future building. But yeah,
it would be wonderful. You know that the Miami Heat would love to get their hands on that prime prospect from Duke.
Yeah.
The
Duke and
basketball
White, they're
gods owe
slow.
us.
Now, wait. Which prime prospect? Are we talking about who's been shooting the lights out the last 5 games, or are we talking about Cooper by himself?
We're definitely talking about Cooper Flagg. I know who you're talking about, and he's an interesting prospect, but Cooper Flagg is tier 1, and that's kind of just what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to get into a little bit of just our top tier guys, because there is so much talent, and you know, in our DraftBeat chat, we're literally rearranging our top 5 like every other day, outside of 1 and 2, which we can get into. So Saucy Takes, Coach Lou, it is your job to come up with our big board every year. Can you tease a little bit of your top board as of now?
All right. So Flag is in a tier of his own.
Mhm.
I know some people have Flag and Harper in tier 1. For me, it's just Cooper. Like it's Cooper in a tier of his absolute own. Like he is that guy. And then the tier 2 gets a little tricky because Harper's at the top for most people. I think he's currently at the top for me. But then we can't forget about Edgecombe. We can't forget about Bailey. Like these guys are all really fucking good at basketball.
And
Like all of these guys will help accelerate this timeline as opposed to them making the playoffs and getting swept in the first round and not having a top 5 pick.
And
Like
none of them are going to be playing over slow-mo next year.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. But no, realistically, those are probably the top 4 guys. I mean, I really like also not from Miami, but I like Maluag. I like Trey Johnson. Jeremiah Fears looks good. Like guys like Carter Bryant. Like
we're
relax.
gonna have a whole draft.
Don't blow your load.
Like,
Relax.
it's all exactly. It's all coming. Just relax. Actually, phrasing. But Kyle, before I go to you, Frankie, I cut you off earlier. So if you just want to finish off really quickly your tiers, and then we'll go to Kyle.
Oh, I haven't watched yet. I still have heat trauma from them, for me doing homework and then them fucking trading picks. So I'm waiting till picks are secured.
It's fair. It's fair. Listen, I have trauma because I'm loving all of these guys that I'm
chat,
watching.
okay,
And I know we're not going to get any.
I've seen this a few times. Are we relying on a rookie?
man,
to
I'm
get us
so
to
tired of this
season?
on Twitter too. Go ahead.
Not
I'm
going to
sorry,
happen.
Okay, yeah. No, it didn't happen when we got Dwayne Wade. Didn't happen.
No, but guys, this imagination of them just flipping the page. This isn't a team that is a one piece away. This is a few pieces away.
Thank you.
They are a few core pieces away. They have lost a lot of talent over the last few years, and they haven't gotten anything back. The Jimmy trade was the first time they really got anything of value back. How many like true starters do they have? You're hoping that's where he's been very promising, but you're hoping he's a two-way guy. He still has a lot of growth on the defensive end to show, and you see Spo like. If they were a contending team, Spo wouldn't be trusted. Spo doesn't trust him as a team barely making the playoffs. He would not be trusting this team with consistent rotation minutes if this was a good team. He has a lot to grow. He's shown a lot of promise, and I would love to see him get more opportunities like tonight. But he needs the reps. This isn't a one. This isn't. You could drop Kevin Durant here. Not lose anybody, just add Kevin Durant as and this team would struggle to make the fucking playoffs still because they're not good. They don't have two-way guys. They have a lot of specialists. They have a lot of one-way players. They don't have they can't get stops in it when it counts. That's not Kevin Durant at 38 years old and this is a fixed thing. They need a lot of pieces. And you don't get free agency anymore. This isn't a thing. Nobody's big has left in free agency since 2019. That was another CBA ago.
Paul George was the biggest free agency signing.
Exactly.
And the second biggest one was Kyle Lowry. Just let that sink in. It was Paul George and Kyle Lowry. If these are the kind of guys that you can acquire in free agency, maybe that shouldn't be your primary method of fucking building a team. That's why we say we want the picks. That's why we say we want the rookies.
Built through the draft, whether you use that pick via acquiring a draftable player or using it via trade as the Miami Heat always do. But you can't do it without the ammunition, and those ammunition are picks.
Yeah, and these guys, it's not like Frankie said, we're not one rookie isn't going to make this team a contender, but the issue is or like the counter argument to that is they don't have any cap space and no guys are moving in free agency, so you can't move guys that way anyways. So I'd rather have the guy on a cost controlled contract for 4 years that I can develop and help shape around the core, whatever that may be in the future. Like, but at this point, you're not just doing a disservice to your fans and to your team. You're doing a disservice to your franchise player who you just gave a 3-year maximum extension to. Like, every single game that you don't pick a side and you play this both sides bullshit is one game closer to Bam asking out or just being too fucking old to compete with this, like to ever have a chance to compete again in his Heat career. Like, why is that so difficult for everybody to understand? The team fucking stinks right now. The only way for them to be better is to draft some fucking guys and hit on them and develop them, as opposed to giving minimum contracts to fucking Alec Burks and hoping that guy hits, or getting a guy on a two-way and hoping it turns into Caleb Martin. Like, that shit doesn't happen often. Like just stop sipping whatever Pat Riley's sipping on. I know it's not no monkey shoulder.
Well, hold on. First of all, we have a lot of monkey shoulder fans in the chat, so shut the
That's
fuck
what I'm
up.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I know it's not monkey shoulder.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Because if they were, they'd be right here with us.
That's right. That's right. Good save. Okay, sorry, I was reading comments. Here's what we're gonna do. I got one question for all of you guys, and then let's honestly wrap it up because I don't care. I just want to fast forward to the draft. That's all I care about. But just on this topic, because I feel like we're all going to have different answers here. You know how I feel on this. Realistically, Franky just said it. This team needs a lot of talent. I don't believe there is a number one, and I don't believe that we have a true number two on this team. I do think that we have a number three. I'm wondering here, does anybody think that we have that franchise guy and we're only one more away? Because I don't think so. I think that's why we need to value both of these potential picks.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the answer is no. For the most part, it's no because we saw what we saw tonight. A team that has a 1A and a 1B doesn't score under 100 points. Like, that's just not that is not what happens.
Chat says, sorry, Kyle, 1 second. Chat says we're a Michael Jordan away.
I don't think Jordan can save us.
I don't think Jordan can save us either. Go ahead.
I'm just being real. Like, 9 for 32. I'm sorry.
And I only want to say, like, I only pose this question. It's not to shit on players. I genuinely love Bam. I genuinely love Tyler. You've seen my thing for Tyler, my bit for Tyler from the beginning. But it's why I'm saying we need to really lean into the draft, because that elite one, that elite two, we don't have that right now. And like Kyle said, it's showing.
Right. And I think the other aspect of this is, if just off, I did a board about an hour ago because I needed to. And to me, you don't, Frank, you mentioned it. I hope to God they're not stupid and trade any of these picks. And I mean, I'll be as frustrated as I was, and I've gotten flack on this, but I'll be as frustrated as I was when they picked Beasley. And I guess I understand that was one of the best scorers in the country at that time. I understood that. However, I at that time still thought they needed a point guard because D Wade's not a point guard. I thought they needed a point guard at the time. And then following that up, and you go down the line, they threw so many picks, which eventually became capital, that you would need to make moves away. This draft is not the draft to come up with any harebrained ideas about moving draft picks. Like, please don't. Y'all would see me on the top of a bridge, because that would drive me nuts. But I think there's just
I just saw that. Sorry, I was doing another mock draft. I'm telling you, the simulator, it's good.
There's just so many. There's my 1 to 5. I mean, Lou just talked about it. Cooper is in a tier of his own, right? Like, you're if you can get Cooper flag, you're accelerating what your build looks like, especially if you've already put pieces in to some degree of some young guys who want to play together. You're not going to win in that first season, but eventually it develops. Dylan, to be honest with you, and I think we talked about this, he's number 2 for everybody, but to me, him and VJ are on the same tier, in my opinion. And I only say that because I feel like VJ defensively is like so dynamic, and the way he plays out in the open floor,
right?
There's such like adding him to a roster at point guard, you're getting a two-way player that's unreal.
I agree. I'm with you guys.
VJ's my guy, by the way. He's been number 1 on my personal like man crush board list from the beginning. That guy is a dog.
Moose has been edgecoming for edgecom all season.
From the beginning.
Oh God! All right, but we're not talking. Well, I don't want to talk too much about specifics about the players just yet, guys. Because
thank you. I was gonna cut us off too.
Yeah, because the fans don't know any of these guys yet. Chat said Moose switch busted. But we'll do more of that when we start working, like actually knowing where the picks are and stuff. But yeah, like the main thing is like. The Heat's plan right now is they've been waiting for a guy to become available for so long. But they never had the ammo to get that guy. So whether they draft this guy, whether they trade for this guy, they need to adjust their philosophies. Mm-hmm. And we've seen they've only traded 1 pick away, and that pick has held them a hostage, and they haven't been able to make any fucking moves because of that 1 pick. And now they have 2 picks traded away. So the Jimmy trade was a step in the right direction. They require some guys like, look, I know these guys give us headaches every night, like on a night-to-night basis. Nico, Get Better Soon, Jaime, Ware, all these guys. But there are upside to them. You do see the flashes of all of them. They're all young. But that's what you want to add. You want to hope. This building through the middle shit, you have to get so fucking lucky. You have to draft an MVP in the second round or a Giannis at pick 15. You have to get so fucking lucky to fix those mistakes. And like that, I'm sorry, that doesn't happen often. Go through the draft, go through the history year by year. You see how many of those guys are outside of lottery. It's like once or twice a decade.
Right.
And it's unreliable. It just happens more times than not in the lottery or in the top half of the lottery. So that's our point most of the time, that the Heat haven't evolved their ways. They think they don't recognize that Jimmy saved them from this happening earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy not getting the contract with Philly is what saved them from this happening earlier. We had some fun 100%. Years. This is the down years. These are the down years. But
this is the natural
more fun at this point in the build.
But this is the natural progression of an NBA cycle. You have your down years, you pick up your talent, you grow that talent, and then you win with that talent. And then guess what? Every run comes to an end, and it's the circle of life in the NBA. Now we are in that process of just fucking acquire picks and grow the players and get me in the lottery. Let's wrap this up. I want to watch some White Lotus. Give me the draft beat music. Good night.
We're going to do it one more time live. Ready?
Oh, yes.
No, it didn't work. Do it again. Do it again.
Oh.
Do it again.
No, that's terrible. Golden State. No.
We're going down.
Philadelphia 1, Philadelphia 2.
I was doing so much better than you. I got 3 number 1s during our show.
Lo hicimos.
I would love if they got number 1. Just because.
Does it take to be number 1?